Hi everyone, welcome to That's What We Said, the show where we debate and discuss life and all that comes with it. My name is ALING.
And my name's Adam. Now if you guys like what you see here, be sure to give it a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button down below.
We post videos every Tuesday. This week we are talking once again about dating deal breakers. This is part
3? Are we on 3 already?
We're on part 3.
Wow.
You guys are going to hear a lot about what not to do. There's that much.
So a huge thing for me, especially in LA, is girls that flake.
Oh my god. I feel like it's I'm gonna say predominantly an LA problem, but it's definitely an LA problem, but I think it's a problem everywhere.
No, I moved from Massachusetts, and if a girl was interested in me, they would want to meet up with me. Out here, a girl could show all the interest in the world, and you could even make plans that day, or confirm the plans the day of, and then something comes up, whatever, and it's like, nope, can't make it, or they, are 2-3 hours late. I have a life, and I'm a grown ass man.
Yes.
I have a busy schedule, and I usually shape my schedule around the dating, or vice versa.
It's like if you make plans, and this happens with my friends sometimes, but if you make plans, follow through, don't flake, give a respectable time if you are going to flake, and actually cancel plans.
Yeah, if it's a day ahead of time, or if you find something out the day, the day of, early in the day.
But have respect to be hey, I'm sorry I can't make it.
Right.
Or whatever it is. And jumping on that one.
Oh yeah.
Guys that don't actually ask you out. And that's a total we're okay. It's not even that, where it's I like you, you flirt, da 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 da. And then he's we should hang out sometime. And I'm okay. And then he never actually sets a date where he's okay, we'll hang out sometime, but then it's never are you free next Thursday, or da 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 da, actually asking you out.
Yeah, life gets busy sometimes. I don't even always know my schedule. I would feel awkward being when's the next time I can see you? I think it seems almost desperate when I'm when are you free? When's the next time you're free? And immediately then, there on the spot, you're trying
Then don't say that. Be hey, I'm free this day.
That still sounds desperate. It does.
But how do you ask out a girl?
You would say we should link up sometime soon, and then you say, hey, I'll talk to you next week, something this is just an example, but
okay.
You'd be all right, I'll talk to you next week. You hit him up on Monday and be hey, what's your week look like, or what's your Thursday look like? Then you do that.
Yeah, that's totally fine, but so many guys don't do the second part.
Because life happens, and then before you know it, you look into your phone, or you see a reminder, and you're oh, damn, I never got back to that girl. And it doesn't mean she's not important. It means you very well may live a chaotic, busy life.
I just feel I'm that's the biggest thing, where I'm if you show interest, and you show interest in wanting to ask me out, then actually do it, or I'm moving on.
I guess so.
Because in my eyes, if you're that interested, you'd make an effort.
You are, but some stuff in life is so crazy that those days where you just wake up and you're everything is going nonstop.
Example.
You could forget about your mom's birthday if a day gets crazy.
No, I get that. For example, I had a guy who I was texting with and talking with for a while because he was deployed. And then he came back to the States and called me when he hadn't even gotten back to California, landed in the States, called me to ask me out on a date. And I was all right, that's great. We set it up for the following Wednesday or whatever.
Sure.
Text, talked leading up to it, maybe not the couple days before the date, and then forgot, and then blew me off.
No, I thought this was going to totally.
No!
I thought this was you gotta be this guy.
No, and then blew me off, and then texted me 3 days later and was hey, what's up? I was
oh hell no. No.
I was what do you want? And he was I'm so sorry, I was so busy, da 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 da. I'm no. It would have taken you 30.
Give him a chance.
It would have taken you 30 seconds to text me and be I'm so sorry, I can't make it tonight. Let's reschedule.
I guess, yeah.
And so that's why, to jump on that, I've only ever gone on one date with a guy on Tinder.
Wait, I didn't even get to respond. I'm about to. You keep transitioning out of my categories, you motherfucker.
Sorry.
If I really do care, and I know my life gets busy, and even girls that I care about, I end up sometimes, getting too busy to hit them up when I said that I would. I have a calendar on my phone. I use Google Calendars, and I will actually put in 3 reminders throughout the day, 2 or 3. One at noon, one at 5 p.m., and one at 8. So there is no excuse to not hit them up. I don't always do that, but If there's somebody where I'm like, I need to hit this girl up, I don't want to miss that frame of time, I'll throw it in the calendar, and if she's super special, I might even be like, all right, that whole day could get busy. I'm going to even put in like a date the day after in my calendar.
That's a lot of work.
No, it's not. You open the calendar, and then you write...
The amount of time that it takes for you to put it in the calendar, you could have just texted her.
No. If I see you right now and I'm like, hey, let's link up next week.
Okay.
And then as soon as like the date ends, I'm like, oh, remind myself to hit this girl up. And my calendar is...
Are you that organized?
Sometimes. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But the calendar will change your life. That's a completely different episode, maybe. But yeah, I put it in there, and as soon as you start typing the calendar event for the second time, it just, boop, it pops up. So... Do that, and that's, I mean, honestly, I remember birthdays with my calendar, I remember to text people, I remember to follow up on jobs, everything, so.
No, it's super important. Mine's color-coded. It's on Apple Calendar, iPad. It's color-coded. Talking about exes. After a while, you'll have the ex talk. It'll come up at some point, but don't talk about it on the first date.
No.
Don't compare them to your exes. Talk to your friends, compare as much as you want to your friends about who you're dating with your ex.
Yeah.
Do not talk to the person that you're actually dating.
Early on.
But
yeah, I mean, honestly, when I was like an immature, teenager or something, I would be like, why are you talking about the boyfriend? I don't want to think about somebody else kissing you. Now, like, I'm like grown up and I'm like, she's dated. I don't want to date an inexperienced person. So yes,
everybody
they had boyfriends. Exactly. So I mean, I'm kind of over that now. I don't meet any girls that openly say, I can't believe you talked about your ex or anything. So
when you're maybe on a date and you're like bringing up stories about, like you're talking and you're sharing stories of your life, don't be like, oh yeah, well my ex and I went to, Puerto Rico together, like a friend and I, or something. Like you don't have to say my ex.
I don't. I'm not always mentioning them as the ex, or I'll say I went there, and I might leave the name out. But the point is, if you're a decent person to be with, then chances are the relationships that you had with people took up a significant amount of time in your life. So I mean,
I want someone that's dated, and dated and had long-term relationships.
Right. So if I bring up a story from the past, most likely it will have like my girlfriend. There's a chance that it will. I don't need to say ex every single time.
No, I just wouldn't bring up that it was an ex, maybe in the very beginning.
No, but I mean later on. All right, how about this one? Jealous girlfriends.
Ooh, jealousy.
I'm actually a very monogamous person. If I'm with somebody that is good for me, then I have no reason to cheat on them whatsoever. And for some reason, they get ideas that like I'm out and I'm being a ladies' man or something, and I'm just like, where is this coming from?
I think the jealousy comes from a lack of trust. And the lack of trust a lot of times comes from their own self-confidence.
Could be. Either way.
Because a lot of times I feel like if they're like, oh, you're going out and cheating, a lot of times it's because they're the ones that are like,
maybe
have the wandering
eye. Yeah.
Or something like that.
Oh, you think so? Oh, damn, I wasn't thinking that. That, or maybe they've been cheated on.
But I think it's because they don't trust you. Because I feel like if they trusted you...
I don't do anything. I'm not like talking about girls like, oh, look at that one. Like, I don't do anything to even indicate it. I'm just like good to them. Some people think that like they're not good enough for you too. Like a certain person.
But same thing.
Yeah, you know who we're talking about. Maybe. Well, some guy who keeps his girlfriend locked up. Anyways.
Oh, sorry. Light bulb.
So yeah, some people just get jealous because they think you're a real catch, I guess, and
but it comes from an insecurity. It comes from insecurity.
Sure. It's not sexy. You need to just act like you don't care. There's some girls that I've dated where they have some male friends that maybe look way better than me, or they spend a lot of time with them, or they have a connection with them that I don't, and I'm kind of like, ooh, but I keep my mouth shut, and you know what? It actually brings her closer to me because she knows that like I trust her. So.
But it's like she's dating you for a reason, not them. So you have to remember that. And then the biggest thing is like if someone's gonna cheat on you, they're gonna cheat on you whether you're jealous of it or not. Like whether you're controlling, whether you're complaining about it or whatever, like they're gonna cheat on you no matter what. So expending all that energy on being jealous or all that is just kind of pointless.
Yeah, you're basically just going to push them away, and then they might not cheat on you. Well, they might either cheat on you and then leave you, or just leave you and then go to somebody right away, so.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, this is what I've seen with guys. that like I've dated is that there's two types of guys when it comes to like you're being, you know, with the relationship, where it's like, one, no, I'm jealous, don't talk to a single guy, every single guy wants to bang you, da 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 da. Or it's like, yeah, I see you hitting on my hot girlfriend and cool, but I'm gonna go home with her, not you. You can kind of have one or the other, and which one is better for your own mental health.
Exactly. And I gotta take another topic just because it's on the same one. Girls that instigate jealousy.
Oh, God.
I've had a few.
It's not
of those.
instigate jealousy, it's instigate drama.
It's drama or jealousy, but they're trying to make me jealous. They specifically talk about men they've seen at the bar and have said stuff. I had an ex that would she would tell me all this wonderful stuff that men at the bar had told her about her relationship with me. Guys that hit on her or whatever, and I'm like, I get it, you're attractive, guys are gonna hit on you. If you're like a 6 or up, you're gonna have guys hitting on you pretty much throughout the entire day. And she was, I would say she was about an 8, so like it was nonstop, and she told me all the things, and I'm like, what is all this?
What did I do?
Do I get a chance to speak in this conversation that took place when I wasn't around? Like
that sounds so stupid. I
It's-
know
it's-
I know people do it. It just sounds stupid to me. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. That was part 3 of our Dating Deal Breaker series.
Be sure to check in the description box, and also there is going to be links to videos number 1 and number 2 of Dating Deal Breakers. So be sure to click on those so you guys got the whole story.
Because they're up to date and everything.
And if you guys want, be sure to do the thing at the place and the blah. How did you start that shit off? And if you guys want to follow us on social media, the links will be down in the description box. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, and Periscope, among others.
Did you just say MySpace?